Okay guys, so what we are going to do is that this button that has been created here, we want to add an event listener to it. Okay, so I'll just do it right inside this place, no need to waste time. So I'll say add event listener to button to retake the quiz. Okay, so in here what I'll do is that I'll call the btn dot add event listener. I'll listen to a click event, and then what I intend to do is that I will call a function. And what do I intend to do with this function? I intend to reload the page. Okay, so all I need to do is to call the window dot location dot reload like this, and then save. Okay, so I come here, let's just put something here. I select my answer, and submit. It says you score 1 out of 4. I click here, the whole thing starts again. Okay, so you see it's very simple and interesting. But before we go, let me just walk you through some of the things we did in the later part. Okay, example is the submit answer part. So we have a function called submit answer, and this one takes a parameter called selected option. Already we have a function here that takes care of the user selected option, which is when the user clicks on a particular checkbox, then it will set the value of the option selected to the ID of that particular checkbox. Okay, so now when we come here, we check whether the answer the user selected is correct. And how do we do it? We do that by looking at the question, okay, using the index to fetch that particular question, and we check if the selected option here is equal to the correct option. If it is the same, we set the correct to true, otherwise we set it to false. Now if the value of the correct turns out to be true, we increase the correct response by 1, and then we also increase the index of the question by 1. And then as far as the question index is less than the length of the questions, we call this particular function again so that the next question will come. Okay, because if the question index was 1, now we have increased it by 1 here, so now it will be 2, so that the next one will come. Okay, otherwise we will call this particular container from the HTML, set its initial value to nothing, create an h1 element, give it some class names, set its value to this, and then create a button, and then give these class names, set this value to it, set the display of the question container to none, append these ones. Okay, and then we fetch the button, the submit button. After fetching the submit button, we add an event listener that will listen to this event, and then we use the option selected, which is a function here. Okay, the option selected, we have a function here that sets it, so it will be passed as an argument to this function, and then once we fire it, it will come. Okay, but then we also have an event on the btn which set everything afresh so that we begin and retake the quiz. Okay guys, so we have had enough of it. Thank you very much for sticking with me to the very end. I appreciate your time. If you enjoyed it, kindly leave a like on this video, and if you are not subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button to do so now, because there are more incredible contents coming up. Until we meet again in the next tutorial, peace out.